I went back and I actually looked at some of the stories leading up to Saturday's episode, and you think Elon Musk was like the Antichrist? Like it is.
I do not understand what happened.
I don't either. But like, I mean, SNL literally told some of his cast members, like, you don't have to perform if you are uncomfortable
With
sharing.
Elon. With
yeah,
Elon.
sharing a
Why
stage with
Elon?
He's
He's
capitalist.
a capitalist.
He's
Yeah.
openly
capitalist.
anti-communist,
And he left California.
anti-socialist.
He left California, and I mean, say what you will of Elon Musk, but the guy's an independent thinker, and that is something the left cannot stand.
Elon Musk hosted SNL over the weekend. Dogecoin
Did not blow
dipped
up.
a little, I guess.
Go back to Bitcoin.
This somehow resulted in a conversation about wokeness, and Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
weighed in. So
So Dave Chappelle basically just kind of opened up. So Elon Musk hosted SNL this past Saturday, May 8th. I went ahead and watched it. I was curious, because of all the controversy surrounding it. It was fine. SNL is clearly not the show it once was, but ultimately, I left thinking kind of shrugging my shoulders. Elon Musk hosted, cool. I went back and I actually looked at some of the stories leading up to Saturday's episode, and you think Elon Musk was like the Antichrist? Like it is.
I do not understand what happened.
I don't either. But like, I mean, SNL literally told some of his cast members, like, you don't have to perform if you are uncomfortable
With
sharing.
Elon. With
yeah,
Elon.
sharing a
Why
stage. With
Elon?
He's capitalist.
Capitalist.
He's
Yeah,
openly
he's a capitalist.
anti-communist.
And he left California.
He
Anti-socialist.
left California, and I mean, say what you will of Elon Musk, but the guy's an independent thinker, and that is something the left cannot stand. Like, period. So, anyways, yeah, I watched the episode. It was fine. I didn't think much of it, but a lot of people were upset, which prompted Dave Chappelle, who appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast. And here is a quote from Chappelle that I want to read to you guys. It really stuck with me. So Chappelle says, like you said, no one can be woke enough. I'm torn because I like a warrior for a good cause, but I'm really into tactics. You're not going to nag people into behaving. In fact, if you continue with this tone, even if you're right, you'll be very hard to hear. And that quote really got me thinking just about the general state of wokeness, the way we kind of approach things in today's society. Like in today's, if you have a thought, literally millions of people across the globe can hear your thought like that. And that's a world we've never lived in before. So
Turns out it's a horrible
yes,
one.
it's kind of a scary place. So based on that quote, just sort of like the idea of, in fact, if you continue with this tone, even if you're right, you'll be very hard to hear. Do you think this advice can ever be applied to conservatives and Republicans? Because that quote did make me think, like, when it comes to messaging, and I know this is a little kind of away from Elon, but this made me think, and I want to hash it out with you guys.
Yeah, on either side of the spectrum, narratives are really important, and emotionally compelling narratives are the best. Mm-hmm. And when the conservatives, we nag in a way too, but just kind of with facts, and we just say, well, that doesn't work, well, this doesn't do that, and when it comes to socialism, we say, oh, well, that's never worked, you're stupid. But what we should be saying is, well, whether it works or not, it is wrong for the government to take your money, to take all the time you put into your work, to take that and to decide what to do with that. You're essentially the slave of the government. Those are the kind of arguments we need to be making. We need to be making emotionally compelling, narratives. We need to be putting those out there. When instead, we tend to just, harp on the same points, just like the left is now. But, the left is definitely gone way overboard in a way that we never have, so...
I don't know the exact answer to this. Part of me thinks about Reagan's Morning in America campaign. That was not a naggy, preachy kind of thing. That was an optimistic take on America. Then I think about Trump's MAGA campaign and the AGA part of that. That was positive, but it was also mixed with a whole lot of negative. Trump saying, look, we're just getting our clocks cleaned by the Chinese.
Yeah.
It's a bad deal. It's bad shake and all of that. So I don't know. And then as you were reading it, I was thinking about the culture wars over the last, 30 years or so, and thinking about how maybe the easiest place to see the progress of the cultural left has been in the acceptance of homosexuality, and to see how they have weaved it into the culture. And they haven't been naggy with it. They've been cute with it and funny with it and campy with it.
I certainly struggle with cute and funny.
Well, I love old TV too, and you can really see it's so funny. You can see just tiny hints of it in the 60s, and then open mentions of it in the 70s, and then it becomes a plot point in the 80s. And then in the 90s, you've got Will and Grace, and then it's just more and more and more. And so they did it by making people laugh at it.
Interesting.
And I had a friend who used to say, laughter's super dangerous because once you've made somebody laugh at something, they can never take it as seriously again. And so, I think poking fun at, which is what Chappelle does, is maybe the deadliest way to do these things. And maybe, I don't know how effective nagging is. I do think humor is unbelievably useful as far as things like this go.